Hey there, welcome back to my channel. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name's Amber. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I just want to share some things with you guys today. So I've been working on a bunch of different things, but I recently got a jelly plate and oh my gosh, it's like a game changer. I love color. I like making acrylic paper, painty papers, and the jelly plate just kind of like takes it to a whole new level. Now, some of these papers I just did using my original method where I just kind of squirt paint on the paper and use like a swiper and just play around with it that way. But then I've been using the jelly plate also. And in a separate video, I am going to take you along with that. But I just wanted to show you kind of what I'm doing with some of these painted papers. I mean, look at the colors. Like, oh my goodness. And I've been doing some stenciling on them and some doodling. I mean, look at this color. It's just beautiful. So let me show you a few with some stenciling on here. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. So like here's one that I just did some doodling. We've got some shininess. I put just some letters and numbers and just some little dots. I got some new art supplies that I'm going to share. And yeah, so I've just been playing around. I want to make some art journals. Yeah, I got all these things on the docket, but I love color. I love painted papers. I love the trashy look. And what I did is some of these are on music paper. Some of these I want to show you in another video how I make them and then how I finish up the sides and just kind of like some techniques that I've been playing around with. So I'm going to be working on that video hopefully in the next week or so. But what I did with these beautiful papers is, I mean, look at that. Oh my goodness. Like these are like almost all my favorite colors. Red, blues, just bright yellows. I love the black in there. Okay, so then I got to doodling. It's one of the things I love to do. I liked to fool around with drawing. I'm not a professional or anything, so but I love fall. I mean, I'm curious, what's your guys' favorite season? Do you like fall? I've just been looking forward to it because it's been so hot here in Michigan. I love the colors. We're in like prime peak. The leaves are just popping in northern Michigan. It's gorgeous. So I've just been making fodder. I didn't even know the word. I just learned the word fodder. I hope I'm saying that right. If you know me, I like to recycle, reuse. I like to make a lot of my own embellishments and ephemera and just really sort of like push my creativity. And then I like to share my ideas and just show you that you can use supplies you have. I mean, yes, I got a few new art supplies here, some new markers and paint pens, which I'll share with you. And that was just kind of like a treat to myself because I wanted some different, like I like using acrylic paints, but I also like paint pens and I wanted some decent ones that don't dry out really easily. Okay, so what I did here was I went ahead and I just had a Halloween fall theme sort of going on. And here's just a black cat that I drew. And then I added it on to some of the painty paper and I sewed around it. So the painted paper, this is just some, I don't know what weight it is, but I got this off of Amazon. It's just white paper. I've also been using like white construction paper. I think this was like some, it was advertised as some kids paper. I can link it down below. I'm not an Amazon affiliate or anything, but I can let you know what it is. It was pretty inexpensive and I really like it because it's nice and thick, but not too thick. So I painted some of the painty papers and then I doodled some of these. And what I ended up doing is I had this really cheap copy paper. It was almost like tracing paper. It was so thin. So some of these I drew out and then I cut them and then I just sort of went around and traced them on here. That way I could like duplicate. So here's just a little black cat for Halloween and I sewed around the cat. So I put that on the painty paper, and then I just back these up with a lot. I think under here is just some junk mail, like a chipboard, cardstocky kind of, so you have some texture. And then I just added some paper for journaling. So I'm just going to show you some of these. Here's a leaf, and this is just using some acrylic. So I've got these acrylic markers, and I love them because they've got like this tip here, like the fatter tip, and then they've got this little fine tip. So I am in love with these. I got these on Amazon. I'm not affiliated, but I can leave them listed down below. BETEM. Yeah, they've been, so far I've been using them, and a lot, and they haven't dried out. And then I got some, these are some Artist Row. I like these too. These are more like a marker style, but I've been using these. And then I've been seeing these on YouTube with some other creators, and I went ahead. These are a little bit more pricey, but they're the Posca. Oh my gosh, I love these. Love them. I'm going to order some more. And you just got to shake them, but these are awesome. So yeah, I went ahead and got a few new things because I just was in need of them, and I want to do some playing around. So here's a leaf, a maple leaf, and I just, did some doodling here and just sewed it around. Apples. I love apples. I love going to the apple orchard. We've got so many apple orchards around here. Pumpkin patches. I actually have a pumpkin patch a half a mile from me, and I will take my electric bike with my, I'm going to film it and put it on here. I take my electric bike with my trailer, and I ride across the field, and I fill it with pumpkins. So, and there's apple orchards around me. I just love fall. Here's a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern. So on this one, I used some music paper in the background, and then it's just backed by, reusing like the cardstock from either like junk mail, or like if you buy stickers, the backing, the packaging. I just like to reuse that. Here's a little sweatshirt. I thought, I love hoodies, so I did that one. Another apple, and then I just did some doodling on there. And so you can add this to a journal. You can put it in a tuck spot, put it in a pocket, journal on the back. I mean, how pretty are those? All that color. And then I was in the mood to make coffee cups. If you've seen my video of my Halloween journals, I made some fabric coffee cups, and they were interesting. My other half, Jeff, he said, oh, they look like sleeping bags, Amber. I wrote coffee on them, but I played around with fabric. But these, I thought, how cute. I mean, whatever. If they don't look like coffee cups, that's okay. And then I just added some stickers here. And then that's a little kitty cat one. Just backed them with paper, sewed around. Here's another one with a mushroom. And then these I haven't sewed around yet or added paper, but here's an apple tree. And then I just added some magazine words out of magazine. Love that one. Then this I think is just using a marker here and magazine words. Another little coffee cup. And then dreaming in color. I love that one. And then another little coffee cup. So then I've got some here that I didn't back up. And so they're just, and then I got like a little bit more like making coffee cups with pumpkins, and then just like some whipped cream with sprinkles. And here's a crayon. So the crayon doesn't pop as much, but I wanted to experiment with it. And then here's a little cupcake. If you know me, I like cakes, the cake decorating books and everything. And then here's a little pumpkin spice latte, and just on music paper. And then this one I really like. So this is using those acrylic paint pens, little cinnamon sticks coming out. So then you can just add that to a journal. I'm going to show you a few of mine. I have a video on these where I made these trashy leaf journals. And I just put a few of this in here. So it's just a really simple layout. I did some collage in the background, and here's one of those leaves. Added some magazine cutouts. There's the apple. So you can just add them to a page, your fall journal, or just whatever journal. Yeah, so there was some of those. I'm loving working in these like little journals. They're just like a pocket journal. If you're not looking to spend a lot of time, if you want to sit down and just put something down and get something out, this is like the perfect size. And this one is a little bit bigger. I love this one too. I put a little squirrel here and a little A. Just kind of happened that I had A for Amber. And then in here, I've got a lot of fun stuff in here. I've been doing just different collage. But here's a big leaf. And I just, just paper bags. But here's just the apple tree and the leaves and some of that painty paper. Here's one of my apples. And I like adding stuff to the sides. I love scraps hanging out and fabric. So this is just some scraps of paper that I glued together and sewed down. So that's just how you can, take these and add them to a page. Here's another one. I did some ladybugs and the pumpkin. I think that's it. Did I add some more? Oh, I remembered that I had this from last year. So I was going to add that. So yeah, just playing around. I did make a bumblebee. Oh yeah, I don't know if I showed this one. So here's the bumblebee. So I was thinking like when you go to the cider mill, at least sometimes the bees are like so prevalent there because of the sweetness of the cider and the apples. And I thought this one was really cool. It just drew like a bushel of apples and just on the back of the painty paper. So all sorts of like fun journaling cards, tags, embellishments, fodder, whatever you want. So those are those. And then I did a few more. And these I just backed up on some different paper. This is just book page. I just took this book. This was a book I got free. And I really do love the book. It's like an Audubon book. So I've been just like going through and like just sitting down at night and just kind of like doodling. And here was just some like ink pads that I swiped. And then I've just been doodling with my markers or the paint pens. And yeah, just playing around with that. And then I've just been tearing those out and adding to them. So that's just something too. If you're looking for something to relax your brain, or just doodling is so, I don't know if the word's therapeutic. It is for me, especially if your brain is fried and you're not feeling super, maybe you're tired and you just want to do something simple. So yeah, so that was just using book pages. You could do it on music paper. Really, it's endless. So I just then glued these leaves down here. There's another apple. Love the jack-o'-lantern. And then these could be like, these would go great in a journal too. You could, add this as like a pocket. Could glue that down and add a card in there. So yeah, just having fun. There's another apple and a leaf. And then there's another apple, and I just did some doodling. So those are those ones. Just love the pumpkin latte, frappuccino, whatever they are. And then there's a little guy. And then there's another hoodie. Man frame, yes. Okay, so I'm just going to make a few. I'm not going to have this be super long video, but I just wanted to show you. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to actually just, I'm not going to use my traceables, but how about we just do this one? Because I feel like this is pretty easy to do. All right. And I'm not an artist here, okay? I just doodle and I just play around. The more imperfections that you have, I just kind of feel it's better. If you are more of a perfectionist, then you could Could use a protractor, or you could use something to make, you know, a circle. I'm going to do a handle. I like to draw it out first. Okay. All right. And then we're going to put a little bit, here's the mug. We're going to open up the mug a little bit. And I'm going to draw some lines down here. And you can make the face however you want. You could do circles on your face. I like the triangles. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Maybe you're out picking some leaves or getting pumpkins or cider. All right, and then I just kind of do a whoop-de-doo here. In one of these, I did add a cherry. I don't know if it was in this one. I thought I had a cherry on top. Oh, yeah, right here. I added a little cherry on top. All right, kind of do like a whoop-de-doo. And then here, let's add a cherry. Okay. Can make the foam a little bit bigger. And then if you want, I added some cinnamon sticks because you've got to have cinnamon sticks. Okay. And if you really want to perfect it, you can perfect it. Sometimes I do. After you cut them out, it kind of gives a whole other element. Hopefully this is not too much of a reflection. Okay, and then I am just going to take my acrylic markers. I like to outline after I usually go back through and outline it in black. Kind of like to outline things in black. All right, and I'll probably speed up the process here as I work. If you're into colored pencils, you could use colored pencils and you could do some shading, or watercolors. I was using my watercolors. For me, it's like watercoloring takes some practice. A lot of times I end up making things a little bit bigger than what I originally drew them out for. We got a goofy looking mouth here. Okay. I'm going to cut it out and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Well, he looks a little bit like a deranged pumpkin. I made his mouth a little bit too big down here, so you can't really see the bottom of the pumpkin, but you know, just having fun here. No perfection and just doodling. I added some teeth. I gave the cherry a little green stem, and then, you know, this would be great. He's a little large, but he could go into my larger journal that I have. But yes, or you can make the cup smaller. You know, you can make something like this. This was really simple, to just draw a coffee cup and make a little face. That would fit perfectly. If you're not a drawer, I mean, I'm not, I just sort of doodle, but you can always find clip art online and print it out and trace around it and just make your own. You don't even have to draw them. You could just cut them out and put them in your journal. So I love playing around with this, and I just like doodling and making fun stuff that's just pretty simple and not overcomplicated, nothing extravagant like about this. It's almost like it reminds me of being a kid and trick-or-treating and Halloween, and just how things were pretty simple and fun and all of that. So I hope this gave you some inspiration. I'd like to know what you guys are working on, if you're working in a fall journal or a Halloween journal. And if you haven't ever dabbled with making some painty papers, I recommend that you do that, because it is a lot of fun. And I will be having a video about that. And I'm also going to be coloring some paper. I'm going to be experimenting with that. So I've got a lot of ideas that I want to share with you guys. If you're looking for a Halloween journal, I do have 4 still listed. I didn't list them in Etsy this time. I will link the video down below with the flip through. If you're looking for a Halloween journal, they're over on the Maker's Market, and I will leave all of those details in the description down below. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Get outside and enjoy the fall leaves and find some time for some fall creations. All right, I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys like my content, please hit the like button. Subscribe, that would be great. It really helps my channel. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by November for like the 1 year kind of thing. And I can't believe it's almost been a year I've been on YouTube. So I'm really trying for that. I've got some, I'm going to do a giveaway. I don't know what I'm giving away, but I'm going to do a giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. I will see you soon.